Hello everybody and welcome to your weekend preview for round 9 of the 2019 Formula 1 World Championship season. We are in the Styrian Mountains in Austria, Spielberg, for what is going to be the great race of Austria. It's going to be a damn sight more interesting than the French Grand Prix 2 weeks ago, because we're racing on a short track. It's only got 10 turns, this circuit, and it is mighty fast. So let's take a look at the drivers and the Constructors' Championship coming into this round. So we move away from the French Grand Prix at the Castellet and come to Austria, to the Styrian Mountains, for the Red Bull Ring in Spielberg, Austria, round 9 of the season. And after this weekend as well, which has been dominated by Mercedes all season long, we will go to the British Grand Prix at Silverstone for round 10 of the season. Then it's off to Germany and Hungary before the season goes on the summer holidays. Returns in the end of August for the Belgian Grand Prix and the last stop on the European calendar in Ferrari Land, Italy, before the flyaways begin in Singapore, Russia and Japan, before the Americas trip to Mexico, United States and Brazil. And then we all round out on December the 1st to say Merry Christmas and goodbye to F1 2019 with the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. In the Drivers' Championship, Lewis Hamilton leads the way on 187 points. He is rocketing ahead compared to Valtteri Bottas in second on 151. Vettel, Verstappen and Leclerc still battling out for third and place overall. Gasly sixth as well. He's dropped back into the midfield battle with the McLarens and Alphas and Renaults. Haas are having a dreadful weekend as well. Romain Grosjean only on 2 points, Kevin Magnussen on 14. But the drivers with no points at all coming into this half of the season is Giovinazzi, Russell and Kubica. And that once again means that for Williams, they have scored no points so far in 2019. They are all at the bottom on no points. Haas are in a battle with Toro Rosso and Alfa Romeo as well as Racing Point. Racing Point and Alfa on 19 points, Toro Rosso 17 and Haas on 16. The battle for the best Renault power engine is currently being fought between McLaren and Renault. 8 points the gap there for fourth in the Constructors. Great to see McLaren back up there again as best of the rest. Although that could go to Red Bull because they're on 137 points in the Constructors. Ferrari on their own as well on 198 because rocketing ahead with 8 wins out of 8 races for Mercedes. 338 points for the British-German team of Mercedes. It is dominance in Formula 1. All that will change as we arrive here in Spielberg, Austria. So Lewis Hamilton leads the championship then by quite a margin to both Valtteri Bottas and to Sebastian Vettel. And as you can probably tell here in our UK studio, the sun is out, but it's a little bit breezy. It's nice, cool summer air, which is what we've been waiting for. Saturday in the UK is predicted to be round about 28 degrees. So we might all be in shorts come Saturday, but we'll have a look and see what happens. It's that time of year again. But let's come into this weekend then and see what happened, of course, because we've had the Thursday Drivers' press conference coming in this weekend as well, and it was quite an interesting one as well. It had Sergio Perez, Charles Leclerc, Max Verstappen, Alexander Albon and Kevin Magnussen as well. Of course, engine penalty has been confirmed for Alexander Albon. He says, yes, obviously it's not the same as a normal weekend when you can focus on long runs. I think it opens up the margin. As a team, we can focus on a bit more on long run pace, which maybe we struggled with a bit in Paul Ricard. With that, it's not too bad because it just means we can almost treat it like a test day. For the first 3 practice sessions and do stuff maybe we wouldn't risk on another weekend. So yeah, it's okay. So Alexander Albon, completely understandable that he's got a penalty. His teammate Danica Kvyat had it last time out, of course, as well. He was asked if he can do what he did from China and from pit lane to points. He said, yes, you could say that. As well, everybody been a bit up against it this weekend. Sergio Perez was asked a question. You finished 12th on the grid. You finished 12th for the third race running in the French Grand Prix. You seem always to be on the edge of points. Just how frustrating is that? And Sergio Perez said, yes, it's obviously very frustrating when you are not scoring points. It's what you come here for, and going home with no points hurts a lot. I think we have been going through a very difficult couple of races, the last 3 especially, but especially in the midfield, it's so tight. So there are little improvements where we have a big jump. And then the season is very long, and we are still there bounce to the midfield. Still, I'm confident that we can turn it around for the remainder of the season. It's very much possible Racing Point could turn it around, but with all that money going into the team, it's a bit tricky, isn't it, to see where the development can be got, because you're limited on both dyno time, you're limited on air tunnel time. It's all just an uphill struggle. Kevin Magnussen, it's his 50th race weekend this week for Haas this weekend as well. Probably hoping for a better one than last time out. No points as well. It was the worst race in the team's history according to Gunther Steiner last time out at the French Grand Prix for Haas. He said it was certainly just very disappointing, and I think it's because we have very high expectations this year. I think all the way from winter testing, the car felt so good and looked so competitive. Indeed it did when we were out there on the track for the last one. It looked so planted compared to the rest of the cars as well. He said, continuing the quote, I think all the way, where was it? And also, at quite a few races, we've had a great car in qualifying. But the car seems to struggle in the race a lot. So I think in terms of being the worst race in the history of Haas F1, I don't know. I think if you ask him now, he may see it differently. I think we have some tough races in Mexico. I remember Mexico is like a bad race for us historically, and we've had some really tough races there. Qualifying on the back row, finishing almost the same. I wouldn't say it was the worst race, but maybe in terms of feeling, it felt very bad because 2 races ago we qualified 6th in Monaco and looked very good for a very strong best of the rest position there, and very suddenly you find yourself in a tough position getting out of qualifying number 1. Moving on from Kevin Magnussen, we'll go to Charles Leclerc. He was asked a question, Charles, do you expect to give Mercedes a harder time than you did last weekend at Paul Ricard? Charles Leclerc finished 3rd in every single session he did at that Grand Prix at Paul Ricard. So it's quite interesting. He said, I think at the moment it's quite difficult. They seem very, very quick. They are extremely quick at Paul Ricard, especially on race pace. I think we are focusing on ourselves, trying to do the best job possible. But to be honest, it's quite difficult to be at their level. So yeah, Ferrari clearly struggling. We've seen them struggling a lot over the previous 3 races as well. Moving on, we'll have a Max Verstappen. Of course, Max Verstappen won the race last year at the Red Bull Ring with Red Bull. He said, Max won your race last year. What a chance of a repeat in 2019. He said, not that much. I think, yeah, it's a bit difficult. I think we need quite a bit of luck for that. He said, just tell us a little bit about the performance of the car, because you've not now had 5 4-place finishes in a row for Verstappen, because he got that penalty at the Monaco Grand Prix. Don't forget, dropped him back from 2nd to 4th. He said, how frustrating is it for you? He said, I wouldn't call it frustrating. It's not that I'm miles off. I always have. I don't know if it's a Ferrari in front or a Mercedes, but they're not that far away. We just need to keep pushing hard to try and get more performance out of the car, but also out of the engine at the moment as well. We're clearly lacking a bit of pace from both sides, but still, I always try and get the best out of it. Of course, I'm not here to be 4th. I want to win races. It's not nice to drive around at this 4th spot. Always just missing out, but that's how it is at the moment. Indeed, it is as well. And that rounds up everything from every driver. So there we go with that. And it's time now to take a look around this circuit. It's only 10 corners. That's 4.318 metres. It's 71 laps ahead of us on Sunday. First Grand Prix back in 1970. 306.452 kilometres is the race distance. The lap record was set last year by Kimi Räikkönen on 106.957. Let's take a look then around what was previously the Austrian Ring. Then in 1997 it became the A1 Ring, and then in 2014 it became the Red Bull Ring. So let's take a look around this famous Austrian circuit in Spielberg, Austria. Here it is on the brand new Formula 1 2019 game by Codemasters. We got it on Tuesday. Thanks very much to Amazon Prime for that, releasing their pre-orders very, very early, so thank you to Amazon for that. We've already filmed some F2 career races, and we've just finishing filming the first career mode of the Australian Grand Prix, and they'll be coming out next week as well, so stay tuned for that. We'll have the year dates for that on Sunday. They're very good, but I've actually damaged my foot driving it because I'm on the game so much, using the steering wheel and the brakes. I've actually damaged my foot, so they may be a bit limited, but I've just got to voice them now and we're all done. So let's take a look. The brand new F1 2019 game by Codemasters and a lap of the Red Bull Ring. A brand new game then to look forward to for the F1 2019 season, into the last corner, which is actually called Lauda, and firing it up to the straights. These cars now a lot more realistic in their handling and a lot more powerful as well compared to 2018. Up to turn 1 then, drop down 4th gear, full opposite log, a little bit wide in the exit, but now hammering downhill for one half of the track. Then it's a steep upcline, 63.8 metres uphill to the braking zone for turn number 3. Hard on the brakes, down now to 2nd gear, take the corner in tight, and now get the power down in the exit, open up the DRS, down towards turn number 4, Sochler's goal. The DRS is open, as you can see, until downhill now, 8th gear, brake hard, drop down, 3rd gear, turn 4, Sochler's goal. Don't go too wide because you've got the grass and the gravel trap in the exit. Up now towards turn 5 and 6, and turn 6, down 6th gear, power on the exit, line it up perfectly, stay 6th gear, lift off slightly, let the coast you through, turn 7, and then 8, and into 8, 9 and 10, the last two on the track. Drop down from 8th gear all the way down to 6th, throw the car in, don't go too wide to break the front wings, as we saw last year. Last corner, cross the line, turn 10, and your time is done. Not a bad lap for F1 2019, and you can see a lot more of it coming soon with the Korea walkthrough. We've already started on commentary for the F2 Korea, but a wonderful game, and thank you to Amazon for getting it to us 5 days early. Wonderful track, wonderful new game, so much more realistic, the cars are snappy, and I am very much in love with it. I spent, the day I got it on Tuesday and Wednesday, I spent around about 14 hours on the game. That's unbelievable. Unbelievable, and I absolutely love it. They've really stepped up this year, Codemasters, so well done, and I look forward to all of you watching the career mode as well that I am creating and editing and voicing and doing all of that. So it's a lot of hard work, but it's great fun as well. Right, let's give you the coverage details for this weekend, and we'll be back on Friday at 8 o'clock UK time for the Friday practice review, Saturday at 1:30 for the Saturday practice review, Sunday at the same time 1:30 for the race preview, and then on Wednesday as well on Tuesday now, day earlier for the Grand Review, Tuesday at 6 o'clock, so a bit earlier for the Grand Review podcast, because on Wednesday we are going to have some Formula 1 game updates, so yes, get in. We're going to have some game updates and get those out there in between the British Grand Prix as well. Well, it's going to be a fun one this weekend, and it's going to be very chaotic, so join us throughout to watch. Bye for now.